Well, hello. So we are in my new orchard that I started about three to 5 years ago. And I'm still adding trees here and there. I'm always gonna be adding trees until I die. And this is an apricot tree. Now, a lot of fruit trees when you get them are gonna have an odd shape because usually it is up to the owner and the planter to trim it, to prune it, and shape it how you're gonna wanna do it. And apricots in general can kind of grow kind of wonky until you really start shaping them. Personally, I like an open vase shape. It's up to you. So when you're planting a tree, I think it's always good to go over them. So I'm gonna have videos every so often about trees because guess what? Good trees always should be planted, but more importantly, they should be planted well so they grow for a long time. So I have my hole mostly dug. And now what the important part is gonna be taking, we have Kip here to help. He doesn't do too much of the help, but he supervises and he's really good at that. So we're gonna actually pop this tree out of this container. So most fruit trees anymore are gonna be semi-dwarf or dwarf, meaning that they're made to stay smaller anymore. And that's what most people want. So when you get a tree out, you're gonna first look at all the roots. And here you can see there's a lot of capillary roots around. They're kind of really tight. And you always wanna break that up. It's important to break up those roots. So how I do that is, I use my trusty knife. You're gonna see these in a lot of videos. This is a freezer knife. It's stainless steel, so it's not gonna rust. I can leave it outside. You can find them at any thrift store. They are serrated, super sharp, because they're meant to go and cut through frozen food. They're from like the 60s. I just think they're wonderful around the garden. And what I do is actually make deep cuts around that tree. And what I'm doing is making sure and opening up those roots, and that's gonna stimulate new growth on the roots. And I actually do that around the tree every so often. And it's not even a bad thing to cut away some of that bottom growth, because what you're doing here is wanting to make sure that this tree really wants to branch out and send out new roots into the soil around it. You know, Kip usually doesn't care that much, but of course the moment I do a video, he gets to be the center of attention, which he deserves to be. So also while you're doing this, the important thing is to find the root flare. So what's a root flare? Well, as you can see, trees that are grown in pots, they can have soil come up really far on their trunks. And I want to find a root flare. And what that means is that's where the trunk actually starts going out laterally out into the soil. And it's important to expose that because a lot of times when they grow these in containers, they cover them up over time. And then the problem is covering them up is actually encroaching on the oxygen a tree needs. So I like to sit here, take some of this soil away, and if I need to, I use my knife. But you can see that we're starting to get to a few roots that are going out laterally. And as you can see, right here is one. This is a really good one. You see how we have the trunk coming down, and then right here is a little bit more of a main root coming out, and it's flaring out into the soil. That is the important part. And I know it kind of sounds stupid, but the thing is, you can be really kind of more aggressive than you think to find those and expose those, because that is how this tree and the roots are going to actually get oxygen. They need oxygen too. So I'm going to sit here, open this up a little bit, take some of the soil away, then we're going to plant it, you guys. Super easy. So as you can see, I've really exposed that root flare and it's starting to want to flare out into the ground. That's perfect because you want these roots to grow laterally. You don't want them to encircle. You don't want them to be stifled. And you can see I probably removed about 2 inches of soil that was covering that up. You know, that also breeds an area where it's going to hold moisture too much. It's going to possibly promote disease, things like that. So instead, I'm going to now plant it. Now, I think a lot of people always want to say, you know, I'm just gonna throw all compost in there. I'm gonna put just only potting soil around it. No. Even if you have bad soil, you can amend slightly, like maybe 25, a little bit more %. But honestly, you want the roots to get used to their native soil, because you know what? You don't want the soil to be so good right around the root ball that once it gets out to the native soil, it's bad, it just stops and the roots don't want to go and just stay where they are. You want them to have to get used to that. So I'm gonna take my soil, which I'm gonna also admit, I am blessed with good soil, you guys. This is Iowa, Southeast Iowa. It is like farming country and we have nice soil. Right now there's kind of this uneven moisture in the soil. It's kind of wet, so it's a little clumpy, but I'm gonna break this up. I'm gonna put it around it and make sure this root flare is staying exposed. Important. So I've put the soil back and I've made sure that root flare is still exposed. Now, mulch is always a great idea. A hardwood mulch that's gonna make a ring around the tree. It helps keep moisture there. It helps keep weeds and grass away. just make sure to always keep that root flare open and free of mulch. So have your ring stop right short of that root flare so the water can get where it needs, but also that oxygen is too. You do not want that volcano mulch that's gonna be up here. No, no. As for the staking, this will need to be staked on its own, especially where I live. Guys, it is a wind tunnel all the time. I don't like to keep these stakes on that come with it because the plastic that they use to tie it on is usually too tight. And as the tree grows, it kind of wants to grow into the trunk and it can start scarring it, making marks on it. You don't want to do that. So within a few days, I'll remove this and stake it properly. That's for another time. So, tree planting 101. This works for a fruit tree. It works for a shade tree. It works for most any tree. And it's just some good things to know. So as usual, what do I always say? Share this video around. Not because it only helps me, which of course it does, and Kip. Everyone needs to see some Kip in your life. But it helps everyone see how easy this stuff is. Gardening is easy, it should be fun, and sometimes a few tricks can help you do a little bit better, but it's super easy, and if I can do it, you can do it. We can all do it, and we should all do it. So share it around, check my website, wiseguide.com, for tips, for tricks, for recipes, whatever you want to see. And until then, I'm going to be planting more trees because we should all just be planting trees. So I'm going to be planting and working, and Kip, you're going to help me. Nope, there you go.